What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. Oh, I had something in my eye there. But, you know what? Welcome back to another episode of Debunking Anti Gunners. This one actually really made me laugh, right? So, in this episode of Debunking Anti Gunners, less gun stores equals less gun crime. That's not true at all. There's this idea that's being pushed around the anti-gun community that in the end, a majority of gun crime is all caused by firearms manufacturers and people who sell firearms, or stores that sell firearms is a better way of saying it. When that just couldn't be further from the truth. In the end, what most people actually don't realize is that a majority of firearms manufacturers and firearms stores are actually the reason people are able to protect themselves, because they're able to go out and buy their own guns. But I'm going to get into that in a second. And I actually have a perfect example to disprove the entire point. So, for starters, there is no correlation between more gun stores being in an area to more gun crime being in that area. There is no correlation to that in any capacity. So to make the argument that yes, less gun stores will equal less gun crime makes no sense in any way. I mean, you can look at a ton of different cities and a ton of different states where, I wouldn't say every corner, but damn near every block there's a gun store. And it's cool. It's dope. I'm not against it. But those also aren't the most crime-filled areas in the country, which by the logic of less gun stores equals less gun crime, that area that I just mentioned should be one of the most dangerous cities ever. And by that logic as well, a city with no gun stores should have zero gun crime, right? That's what they're trying to say. Okay, guys, well, I want you to go ahead and pull out your United States map. And if you guys don't know what city I'm going to tell you to go ahead and head on to, you're going to love it. I want you to go to the great state of Illinois, into the city of Chicago. Not the greater Chicago area, as people try to put it on the internet, which includes several other cities. Go to the city of Chicago and find a single gun store. You can't. There are not any gun stores in the city of Chicago. The greater Chicago area, which includes cities outside of Chicago, yes, that is true. Just like the same logic of how the greater Tampa Bay area is more than just the city of Tampa. You see what I mean? There are no gun stores in the city of Chicago, but there's consistent gun crime in the city of Chicago. Huh. How did that happen? How did that slip up, guys? I thought less gun stores equaled less gun crime. I encourage you guys, if you don't believe me, look it up. There are not any singular gun stores in the city of Chicago. There isn't. There are gun stores right outside Chicago. There are gun stores in other cities that are declared the greater Chicago area, but there's none in the city of Chicago. So by the logic of less gun stores equals less gun crime, Chicago should be a haven for gun crime where nothing happens. There's no gun crime whatsoever. There's no shootings. So an armed robbery? What? No, people can't get guns. They can't jack you with a gun. No, come on. They can't do that. There's no gun stores in the city. Where are they going to get them from? There's consistent shootings in Chicago. And I promise, if anybody wants to sit here and act like I'm incorrect, one of the most famous rappers of the last... When did King Von get killed? 2020? It's either 2020 or 2021. Okay? Literally a serial killer. Bro has like 10 murders under his belt. 2020? Thank you. All right? So within the last 5 years... they literally had a serial killer that was running about who got killed in Atlanta. Let me put it like this, guys. There are so many people in Chicago who have done shootings, it's gotten to the point that I partially have considered Chicago to be its own land where we might just have to go to war with them. Now, of course, this is just my thoughts on it. This is my, but I can say that all the shootings are factual. All the gangs, all the shootings, all the violence, all the crime in the city of Chicago is very factual. And if you don't agree with me, you think I'm lying, I truthfully encourage you to go down to the city of Chicago and not to the nice areas. Don't go to the top high-end areas, because one, gun crime even happens there. Another, it's bad. You guys don't understand how bad it actually is when another Chicago rapper who's like from the actual slums in Chicago got killed out in the suburbs. I'm telling you guys, there are no gun stores in the city of Chicago, but it has an insane amount of gun crime, guys. Why could that be? Less gun stores is supposed to equal less gun crime, but it doesn't. In an objective reality, it doesn't. You know why? Because what is determining the kind of crime that we're seeing nowadays? Truthfully speaking, it's society. Some of y'all might be wondering, well, what are you referring to? I mean, when you sit there and consistently glorify killing other people and doing drugs and things like that, you're probably going to see a lot of shootings and a lot of killings in areas like that where that's really being glorified. And I dare one of y'all right now to pull up just five Chicago rappers that do not talk about killing people and doing drugs. You just can't. That's how it is there. And the problem with that doesn't have to do with gun stores. It has nothing to do with gun stores. It has to do with how they are doing things, how they are trying to push society to be. And that's the issue here. You can't glorify killing people. You can't glorify attacking people. You can't glorify doing drugs and then sit there and act like, oh, well, the guns are the problem. The gun stores are the problem. The gun manufacturers are the problem. But never say it's the criminals are the problem. In the end, guys, gun stores have nothing to do with gun crimes. It has to do with criminals who either have, one, completely just given up, or two, they're following the retarded lifestyle that's being pushed on people in society nowadays, which is be a criminal. Look, guys, in the end, to argue that gun stores have anything to do with gun crime, it's just nonsense. It really is. You can't say, by that logic, right? By the logic of gun stores or gun manufacturers, more of them equals more gun crime, or less of them would equal less crime. By that logic, we have to shut down any Home Depot, any and every Home Depot, because people have died during accidents while at work using tools they got from Home Depot. Homeless guys have bought hammers from Home Depot or even stolen them, went out and started attacking people. I mean, what happened, guys? Without the Home Depots, it would be a haven. We'd be all safe. It's very stupid. Okay, when you hear the idiocy of it, and by that logic, let's get rid of car dealerships, guys, because you know what? Then there wouldn't be any car-related fatalities if there's nobody selling cars or making cars. Let's get rid of it all. Like, it's such a dumb idea to push, yet they don't see the idiocy of it because they're too emotionally blinded. Now, with that being said, I think that about wraps it up for this video. I know I probably said that like 3 times, but no, more gun stores doesn't equal more gun crime, just like no, less gun stores won't equal less gun crime. Look at Chicago. There are no gun stores in the city of Chicago, yet there are a ton of shootings and a ton of gun crime at that. With that being said, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all in. Whether or not you agree with me, actually, there is no disagreeing with me, because you can sit here and do your own research. Find me one gun store in the city, not in the greater Chicago area, not in a city right next to Chicago that some people would argue, oh, this is Chicago, but it's only because they want to look cool and sound tough and sound like they're from Chicago. Like, no, you need to show me in the city of Chicago where there's one gun store. You can't. That's just not how it works. Yet they have some of the highest gun crime. But if you somehow disagree with me on this, you need to do your own research. Go ahead and make sure to comment down below why you agree with me. Because if you disagree with me, once again, do your own research. And then make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.